Alright. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another live show, Rick's Tech Pub. And our weather today has just gone south. It is raining. So, everything I had planned on doing outside today, apparently Mother Nature has something different in mind. So, I won't be getting any of that done. But anyhow, how's everybody doing? You having a good day? I'm kind of having a good day. My day started too early. Hello, Tim, John. I don't know how many we got here today. This looks like Ken and John so far. Hey, RM. Robert. Hello, Charlie. Is Darren even here yet? Yeah, I don't see him. He might stop in later, but yeah, my day started way too early. I was up by 7:30, 7:32 or something like that. And I'm still trying to catch up with being up that early. And I was going to go to um Brett's, but like I said, Mother Nature has changed my mind. They just got outside. I had to run out real quick and cover up my bike. There's three trailers. There's mine, and there's two others that are right in front of mine. And went out there, and I noticed one of them's missing. So I don't know. I'm not sure who it is, but wish they'd find a different place for that trailer because he's right in front of my trailer. Let's see, there's one, two, three, four. There's four trailers. Because on the bike rack itself, there's another trailer, and he's got his chained. So that's not going anywhere, except it hasn't moved in the last maybe 3 or 4 weeks. So I had to go out there and try to unlock my bike. And I had to literally crawl over everything. There's the one trailer here, then there's the two trailers here, then mine's behind that one. Well, it was kind of a tricky way, but I did get on the other side of it. I mean, it was basically doing some kind of a new redesign kind of a leg stretch because I was having to extend my right leg all the way out and kind of get my tippy toes on one part of the bike rack itself and then get this leg. It was tricky, but it's just too crowded in that area. There's too many bike trailers. And I don't know why they've all showed up around my bike. Maybe because that's the only open area there is for. Yeah, sorry for yawning, guys. Like I said, I'm still trying to catch up from this morning. But there's hey Jeff. I'm not sure what Jeff is saying to. Of course, it's rigged at Kinston. I don't know. Less pressure is a positive thing. Oh, I don't know if you're talking about my bike tires or what, but one was completely flat. I've got the spare in the closet. I just might bring the flat one up here and take a new tire down there and put the other tire on. I've got three other extra tires. I need to order another one just to kind of be on the safe side in case I have some kind of freak accident where I flatten both tires. I shouldn't have to do that, but those tires are so skinny. They're only about that wide, and the side walls are really thin. So the tire itself is really, it's not very thick. You take a branch and run over the branch, you got a good chance at popping that tire. No. Yeah. So I don't know why everybody is bragging, belly aching, or complaining about this 25H2 that's coming out. I mean, Brightech came out with another video, and someone else came out with another video, and I don't know. I don't really foresee any problems with it, but because it's not really that big of an update. 24H2 kind of pulled in 25H2, and all the update is going to do is just turn those features on. You know, everybody is bitching and complaining about it. Oh my god, here we go with another feature update that's gonna break everything. No, it won't. Kind of get tired of people saying that. Even people in my building are saying, "Hey Rick, should I take that 25H2? It's gonna break everything." And I spun around and I said, "It's gonna what?" Well, I mean, the last feature update busted everything, so I'm thinking 25H2 is gonna do the same thing. I said no. I think this one should go fairly easy. I just can't see it being a problem. Unless the features that they're going to turn on cause a problem, but really, who's going to experience those problems? Unless you have something on your computer that's just. Oh, well, yeah, I know, Jeff. I know. It gets boring, it gets old. Just hearing people bellyache about the same damn thing over and over and over, especially some of these bigger YouTubers that are out there. I mean, Bright. Out of all people, Brightech should really keep his mouth shut. And a few other people on YouTube should just snap it shut. 25H2, I don't see as being a problem. Everybody else does, but I don't. I don't really think it's going to be a big problem. I'll be kind of shocked and horrified if everybody in the world says 25H2 broke their computer. Don't think that's going to happen. I mean, Brightech came out with a video the other day or last week, and he said something, and I so badly wanted to put something in comments, but I held back. I bit my tongue. Like, no, I'm not going to say what I'm thinking, because he'll snap at me, and he's like a few other people we know that when they snap back, it's not pretty. So I decided just to let it go. But I'm thinking, yeah, Brightech, why are you feeding into this gossip that everybody else is doing? But I didn't want to say that to him, so I kept my mouth shut. Kept my hands off the keyboard. Because my hands were on the keyboard. I was like, I'm going to say something. And I thought, no, I better not. Because when he gets back to me, I won't want to hear what he says. I don't know. I don't know. Anybody hear what Jay's 2 cents is saying nowadays? Is he still blabbing on about the Windows update breaking SSDs? I can answer my own question. No. Because he said now it's doing something different. Now he's got a new problem that he suspects is. I haven't even watched that video, and I'm probably not going to. Jay's 2 cents. I'm getting tired of him jumping on the bandwagon and saying these updates are breaking everything, or the SSDs, and I don't think it was that. Didn't break the SSD itself. It has something with the firmware. I think there's something a little goofy with that, but I don't think the updates had anything to do with it. In fact, Jay said it wasn't. He kind of did later on correct himself. But now he's going on saying there's a different problem. Jay, stop. Please, for the love of whoever, stop. Shut your pie hole. He's not causing the problem you think it is. And he'll find out later on after he investigates it. And he's like, well, you know what? I kind of found out I was wrong. But he doesn't say that very often. So I can kind of see why Terry and a few others are just kind of shaking their finger at him. He shouldn't have said what he said. Or in the way he said it. It's just, I don't know. That's why I'm trying to stay off YouTube. I'm trying to stay off the negative views. And I'm not trying to turn this into a negative view of YouTubers, but really, they need to find something different to do if all they're going to do is bitch and complain about Windows 11. It's my opinion, but they could be wrong on that, but people just need to move on with life instead of sitting there spinning their wheels on this one subject of 25H2. Do not take it. It'll break your computer. No, it won't. I'm just kind of annoyed with people. So, what am I going to do with 25H2? Am I going to take it? Oh, I don't know. I usually wait a week or two with those, but with this 25H2, just to prove everybody wrong, that a guy like me is going to, take 25H2 and it's not going to do a thing to my computer. I'll wait 3 or 4 days instead of the 10 I usually wait. I'm going to wait 2 or 3 days and then I'm just going to hit the install button and there won't be anything wrong. Like I said, I'd be surprised if something really pops up in the next 2 or 3 weeks saying that 25H2 is going to cause a problem if this is installed. I don't think we're going to hear it. I really don't. You would have already been hearing it. Well, you kind of are, but there are different reasons. Jeff. Yeah, everybody's got opinions, us I know, but if it's a negative opinion, I don't want to hear it. I think a lot of people are out there on the YouTube, like, some people are on YouTube kind of insulting Jay, saying that he's not a computer tech person. He doesn't work on computers at all. He's just a enthusiast. Well, so what? Quit picking on the enthusiast. That's the other thing I'm getting tired. Everybody's picking on the enthusiast. You're not a tech. You're nothing. You're just an enthusiast that does nothing. People, shut your mouth and quit saying that. I'm an enthusiast and I'm also out there in my community. Well, not right now, but I was fixing computers or building computers. I don't really fix them anymore. And now Windows is coming up with a self repair. So, like I said, well, a week ago, because of that one problem they had, Cloudflare, and they sent out an update and it screwed up everything. I mean, computers on the airports and major places, all their computers were crashing. And because of that, now we have I forget the official name of it, but it's self-repairing. And I wish it would stop raining. I was wanting to go somewhere today, but yeah. And then 25 to the there. There's my first tongue. There's my first tongue twister. 25H2 is also going to be a lot of AI, and I still haven't played with AI. Just I'll let you guys play with it, and you tell me how it goes. Watch you guys watch it. Watch you guys have horrible problems with it, which I don't think a lot of people are, because some people are okay with it. I'm just not. I'm not used to getting my answers from a something that's artificial. I'm just not ready to put my foot on that and saying, yeah, I can go to this AI and ask a certain question, and half the time it'll be wrong. Well, not half the time, a third or whatever. It can at times give out false answers, wrong answers. So if any of you do use AI, just use common sense. If you see that that's what the answer it gives you, do your research to make sure that answer it gave you is right. Some of the answers it gives is kind of horseshit, in my opinion. Yeah, there goes the rain again. God dang it. So Friday was supposed to be a good day. It hasn't turned out that way for me so far. I do have a few people around here that are want me to help get 25H2. Ugh, I need to go back to bed. And I don't know, one guy kind of got mad at me. I don't know. I guess he's searching for somebody else, but to get 25H2. But I told him you don't need to be in such a hurry for it just yet. You can, you can wait a while, about a couple of days. I'm not only the member, I'm the president. This weather sucks, and it's probably why I'm so tired. We got rainy weather. Feel like I just lay down and go to sleep and just be gone. Problem with that is somebody out in one of them states, like ghetto, he needs to learn. He needs to stop sleeping during the day because he can't figure out why he can't sleep at night. Well, quit sleeping during the day. Quit taking cat naps. You'll sleep so much better at night. But he'll look at me and say, "No, I won't." Yeah, you will. You'll be tired enough at night that you'll fall asleep. But if you're taking 1 or 2 hour naps in the afternoon, that screws up your body clock. Then it can't figure out what time it needs to go to sleep. So when nighttime comes around, it's it's gonna keep you awake. That and cut down on the caffeine. I'm sure a lot of people drink a lot of caffeine at night and then lay in bed all night saying, "Why can't I sleep?" Well, it's because you're pumped full of caffeine. It raises your blood pressure, raises your heart rate. It's, as I've learned, that's not a good thing to do. Oh, oh, speaking of the man, there he is. Just talking about you, Fort Ghetto. I just got done talking about you. Kind of in a good way, kind of in a bad way, but I think you heard what I said. And I'm sure a lot of people out there will agree with me that doing that kind of thing is just not a good thing to do. Oh, son of a gun. It is not just raining out there, ladies and gentlemen. It is pouring. It's quite a hard rainfall we're getting right now. So, there goes the idea of me going anywhere. Why can't you see my hands? I just don't. Yeah, I need to fix the square box problem. It's not a widescreen, and I tried all those other tricks of clicking on this, clicking on that. Nothing's changing it. So, no. So, Ken, did you get all your problems with Prism and whatever you're working with? Did you get everything worked out, or are you still working through all that? 'Cause I noticed one fish posted another link that your live stream was on. Because I was still waiting for the one that kept saying waiting on Ken, and I was just sitting there waiting and waiting, and then one fish brought up another link, said go to this link for the live show. Like, what's wrong with this one? So I clicked on it, and boom, there you were. Like, yeah, sometimes technology is not nice with us. I can't. I have a driver for my video card for the NVIDIA GeForce, but it's a gaming. It's an international gaming driver, so the international part I can't use that, so I'm gonna have to go and go to the app and somehow come up with a new username. Um, there's three things you gotta do with that, and all three of them I need to change: username, password, and there's another thing, and I email, username, email, and password. Well, I gotta come up with another email because I don't think it'll let me use my original email I use. Question is, what else am I gonna use? I guess I could try to see if it'll accept Gmail, but I kind of doubt that it will. Because any password, anything that I put in there, it's not recognizing it as being correct. Keep saying this email or password or whatever is incorrect. Like, no, it isn't. How can it be incorrect when I just made it? Because it remembers what was there before, and the two aren't matching up. So that's kind of the fight that I'm in with NVIDIA right now in their app that they use. I don't want to use their app, but I don't know. I probably just try this international driver, see if it works. But I got that video that I or the video on my GoPro that I made yesterday, and I need to do some edits on it. Um, and I can't because DaVinci is saying that I need to upgrade my driver to the video card. It sees a video card there, but I can't use it. Wasn't switched back to the video on the CPU. Can't do that. I kind of somewhat asked it if it could do that. It pretty much said no. You have a GPU. Use and update your GPU driver. Well, I can't do that. It's not letting me use any email or any password. It keeps saying it's incorrect. I'll get it fixed one of these days. I'll get it. I'll get it worked out. Yeah. I don't know if that prison thing, Ken. I don't know if that's worth your time. Sounds like OBS and Prism and OBS, all three of them are kind of conflicting together. I think you need to pick and choose one of them, and get rid of the other one. I don't know. I'm talking out of my ass. I don't know anything about this. I'm still trying to figure out OBS after 3 years. And trying and mixing it, putting in Prism in with the mix. No, That'll just have me running backwards until I crash and burn. But I'm slowly starting to work with OBS, and I'm kind of starting to remember a few things. Whereas before, somebody would tell me, well, this setting is here, there, and click on that, and boom, you're good to go. And like, what? Oh, yeah, that's what he told me. Now go back and I'll do it. And like, okay, yeah, that works. And I don't know. I know for like Josh, Prism is easier. Prison or Prism, whatever you call it. For him, it's probably easier, and it is easier to use. I mean, the user interface is, well, it's pretty much the same as OBS, so just everything's rearranged differently. Well, that'd be a problem with me because if it does the exact same things that OBS does, except in Prism, it's rearranged and in different places. I'll be looking for those settings forever. At least in OBS, they just go boom, 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 right there. Just click on it and go. Prism, I think, is kind of a step backwards for me. So I don't think I'll be using it. I mean, it looks nice and all. It looks pretty and the neat little things you can do with it, but I'll stick with OBS and DaVinci. Yeah, I've had some people ask me why I'm using DaVinci. DaVinci is so hard to use. Like, nah, not really. Once you get through the basic steps, the basic things of DaVinci, and you just kind of add things on top of that, eventually, like I've been doing this for what, 2, 3 years, it's starting to get easier for me. There's still a lot of things that I'm still scratching my head about, like how do you do that? And some other things I can just breeze through, but on a lot of it, I can't. I'll just stare at DaVinci for a half hour. It's like, hey, that's interesting how that person did it. They did no efforts to telling me how I could do it. Because the way they have theirs on YouTube set up is probably different than mine, even though the steps that everybody puts you through is about the same thing. For me, I just look at it and say, yeah, that never mind. I click off it and go to a different video. No, it's okay actually. Mm, yeah, I guess you could. I was kind of thinking the other way of just dropping Prism, but yeah, if you want to see the conflict, see if there is a conflict. They see if there is a conflict. I'd install DaVinci, but does that mean you lose all your sources and your scenes and everything you have set up in DaVinci if you uninstall it? Because I know there, like I said a week or two ago, with OBS, somehow, some way, there's a way of saving your profile settings as it is on your scenes, sources, and the audio mixer, the transitions, and the controls. There's a setting in there somehow where you can save all that, and you can save it to a flash drive. It cuts down the amount of time you have to set up OBS when you reinstall it. You just shove the flash drive in, hit the button, and boom, all your settings come back. So I've been told. I mean, that's what I hear people on YouTube say. I've never tried it because usually if I install something, I get rid of all the settings it has. I don't like software remembering things. So, and most when you uninstall it, would you like this to remember or do whatever with your settings, your current settings? You want those saved? No. Yeah, I hear you, Ken. Profiles is It's a handful to deal with. Hello, ghetto. You're still here. Ghetto, who's that question to? Why are you using Greg's favorite program? Uh, uh, I I don't know. This is what everybody told me to use, and that's what I wanted to use. Uh, so here's something. What the hell is that? Okay, that's interesting. Oh. The other thing I was just wanting to talk about here really quick is oh no, he loved it. Um Josh, you're lucky I could understand your spelling because you completely botched that one up. Uh you're trying to say we all know he loves it. No, he doesn't. That's just not something Greg wants to do, and he doesn't want to participate in it. We live in America, Josh. He can do whatever he wants. You don't want to use it, don't want to engage in conversations with it about Da Vinci. Doesn't have to. I mean, it'd be kind of nice if he did, which is what I'm trying to gear myself to talking about. Uh, for those in the Zoom homies and anybody else around the world, anybody that has not done any kind of video recording, I mean, you don't have to go to the point. I mean, if you have a phone, you can make a 5 minute video. Um, yeah, I know a lot of people don't want to, but I think you should. Just to see how it works. You don't need you don't need all this fancy stuff that someone in Arizona has. Then barks at people for not having the stuff he has, and then other people on YouTube say, "Well, you're not a video editor. You're not a person that makes videos because you don't have the high equipment to do it. You don't need it. Like I've been saying, all you need is a phone." Which mine's gonna get replaced one of these days. I'm getting tired of it doing what it's doing. Um, there's a lot of reasons for doing videos. Not so much live. You don't have to do it live, but I mean, yeah, you could do it live, I guess. But just make one or two uploads. You kind of get used to. See, I know what the hang up with some people is. If you're just doing an upload video, not a live stream, all you're doing is talking to a camera. I get the fact that that takes a little bit of getting used to. Took me a little getting used to sitting in front of. Well, I don't have it, but my GoPro Hero 12, and I usually have that on the mount here. Right now, I've got the webcam, which is another thing people bark about. I don't understand why. Don't have, like I said, you don't have to have anything fancy. But I would suggest try it a couple of times. Um, it's really it's not that hard to do. Um, but I get the fact that people don't want to do that because they're just talking to a camera. Well, let's put that on the pedestal for a minute and turn it around. Take that camera or take that webcam and treat it as you're talking to a friend that is sitting right in front of you. It's your webcam or your camera or whatever, your phone. Um, Kind of just block that out of your mind and just imagine someone sitting in front of you and you're talking to them, talking to a friend, talking to whoever. That's the easiest thing. That's the easiest way I got around it. Because Rob the Maritimer, he's the one that suggests that. Just treat the camera as a friend, and you'll find out that your words will come out a lot easier instead of sitting there and tripping over every single word that you say because you get so nervous. You're like this. You're shaking like a leaf. Just turn that around. Just say, well, okay, I'm just gonna go talk to a friend. I know it's uncomfortable talking to a camera and you're not talking to anybody and nobody's listening. Not no, that's not how it works. Um, on uploads, I guess there's some truth to that, but um, I'd like to see more people in the circle of friends that I have on YouTube get into making an upload video, or the easier, quicker way to do it is just do a live stream. Just do a live stream like I'm doing now, sitting here in my chair, looking at you, talking to you, and then every once in a while I look over at chat once in a while, which I should probably do that right now. Hey, Josh, some people don't have a choice. That's all they've got. A lot of people don't have webcams. Um, a lot of people don't have GoPros, so their only choice is to do a phone. Um, so I need I need to back you down from that comment because some people that's the only choice they have. This is all they have. This is all they need to do. This is all they need to do an upload or a live stream. Just use your phone for starters. But if you have a webcam or if you have some kind of a GoPro or some kind of camera, I don't know what you'll have, but um, you could probably practice on your phone. But then when you really want to get going on this, you might have to you might have to get some lighting. You might have to get a GoPro. You might have to get a webcam. Might have to get a microphone. Not this expensive thing. I mean, you can get something cheaper than this, but the problem I have with the cheaper microphones is they have a lot of reverb, and that it'll start bouncing the signal off from your speakers, and it sounds horrible. I had one, the little skinny little um, I don't know. There's small little mics, and they sit on your desk. I mean, they're feather light. They're nothing but plastic. This one here is metal. I mean, it's got a good base on it, and it's still running. Dang it. Um, yeah, I just invest in some equipment, but don't go overboard with it. You really don't need to. I didn't until a lot of things got donated to me. Um, I mean, if you need help with something like that, I'm sure there are people out there in the world, your friends, family, whoever. If you're really serious about getting on YouTube and making videos and uploaded videos and live streams, if you're serious enough about it, there are people out there that will help you. And I've seen it plenty enough on the Zoom homies. Somebody has an idea that they want to do, or something they want to do, or whatever. There's plenty of people there that, at least in the Zoom homies group, there's people there that'll help somebody. So if you're really serious about it and want to make I call it a small life commitment, because you do have to spend some time. Oh God, here we go with the trains again. Might have to mute my mic here for a couple seconds when that train gets closer. Um, oh, I lost my train of thought. Where was I? Yeah, there's investments. There's certain things you have to do to get um, a live stream going or do an upload. Um, I'd just like to see more people out in the world, not just the Zoom homies. Even though I'd like to see more of the Zoom homies do videos, um, either live streams or uploads. Doesn't matter. I think to start out, I would think. Um, hang on. Okay, you might hear the train for a second or two, but we've. Really, you're gonna make that much noise? We've got a coal train going through, so it's gonna be the longest train that goes through town. Is a coal train. But that driver, that train won't lay off the horn. That's why I had to mute my mic for a couple seconds. And he was just hanging on it for a while. He was going across the bridge and just hanging on that horn. It's like, dude, shut up. We can hear you. Okay, back to what I was saying. Now, what was that? Oh yeah, live. I think it'd be easier for people just to do live streams to start off with. And like I said, it doesn't have to be anything fancy. Oh, I screwed that sentence up. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. Just do what I'm doing now. Looking at the go webcam, looking at chat. The live stream can be, I'd say, up to 10 minutes. Make it, make it 10 minutes, and that's not that long. Um, and then kind of just start rolling into doing a few live streams, and then do an upload video. I think you'll have enough comfort by then to looking at the camera. No one else in your apartment, no one else in your house. And it's going to feel like you're talking to yourself, but really? Are you really talking to yourself? I mean, technically you are, but what you're saying, you're going to put it on YouTube, upload that video so that people can hear and watch you. I mean, the Rob the Maritimer is he started his channel because he wanted to get people 40 and over to start doing live streams and videos. Um, he mentioned the other day when I was on one of his live streams the other day, there is a 60-year-old, I think a female, can't remember. Yeah, I think a female, 60 some years old, and she just started YouTube or started making videos. I don't know if she stayed with. I don't know if she stayed with. Okay, that's the caboose slash engine. He's kind of noisy. Um, but yeah, over 40 and doing live streams. I wish. See, the reason I'm complaining about this is I wish there was more people in my town that would get off the stubbornness of I don't want to be seen on YouTube. Well, how do you know that's where that video is going? How do you know they're not just gonna make that video, put it in their computer, and that's as far as it goes? The people around here, I can't convince any. There's a few. There's maybe one other person in this building that does um, uploads once in a while. There used to be another couple here. I think they've either moved out or got kicked out. They were doing an upload once or twice a week. I never got the name of their channel. I wasn't gonna walk up to them and say, "Hey, what's the name of your channel?" That could have ended up very badly. Um, yeah, Ken started at 62. There's people that it, even if you're younger, in your 30s or 40s, I think it's a good thing to experiment with. You only have to do it a couple of times. I'm not saying you're gonna do this for the rest of your life, but and I'm just asking people to try it once or maybe twice. You try it twice, then you think about it, then you're gonna want to do a third one. Once you do that third one, you're gonna say, "Hey, that went pretty good. I think I'm gonna get into this, start making videos more often." It's just getting your first video out um, is gonna be the kick to the kahunas. That's the hardest thing to do is getting that first video out. Um, is the stumbling block for most people, and the other is when they're doing a video they're gonna upload. I get the nervousness where people are just talking to a camera, and a lot of people are just talking to a camera or a webcam, and they start and they're going pretty good, and then look back at that camera and realize there's no one else around listening to them talking to themselves. So they just reach over and they hit the stop button and say, "I can't do this." Yeah, you can. It's just like I'd say just reverse it. Start off with a live stream first, a couple of live streams, then it'll kind of work you into doing an upload video. Um, and then when you're on doing a live stream, you got plenty of people in chat, plenty of other people that who retracted there. Okay, Ghetto said something, and then just hey, William. Hello, Mr. Francis. Um, what I'm talking about, William, kind of pertains to you, and like I said, everybody else in the world that hasn't gotten into doing live streams or making a video and then uploading it. But like I was just saying, I think the first couple of times you want to do that is do a live stream, so you kind of get comfortable with it, and then you look at your live chat, and you'll have people encouraging you, saying you're not doing bad. This is pretty good. You should do another one. Yeah, try it. That's all I'm asking. Is just try it a couple of times, and if you hate it that bad, it's your choice. But I don't know why you wouldn't. I don't understand why you would hate it. I guess having a bundle of nerves that is shaking loose. That's why I'm suggesting doing a live stream first. Doing a couple of live streams besides looking at a screen and we don't see the person making the video. A faceless video, I'm not really a fan of those. I do watch them, but I'm not really a fan of faceless videos. So get in front of the camera, get in front of your mic, hit the record button, make a video. Like I said, maybe it just has to be 5 minutes. Anything over 3 minutes is a good start. But I can almost promise you, the more you do this, the more you're gonna roll yourself into a point that once you've started it, you're gonna want to keep doing it. It's just getting that first video out. I know it's the hardest thing to do. The first and maybe the second video. Once you do the third, you're gonna start enjoying it. And like I said, do live streams. Um, I did upload videos for quite a while because I was kind of on the opposite train for a while. I did uploads, and I just wasn't comfortable um, meeting the world like I am on a live stream, even though it's just pretty much the Zoom homies that are here today and most videos, unless some other people show up. But I just wasn't a big fan of doing live streams. And you know the other person who wasn't famous or wanting to do live stream for the longest time, and it was his chat that talked him into it. Kerry Holzman. He for the longest time put off the put off doing live streams um, for a long time. But it wasn't until people started putting in the comments, and I was one of them. I even though I had never done it, so I was kind of shooting myself in the foot there because I hadn't even started doing it way back when. This is 6 years ago. And I asked him in a comment or something. I asked him, said, Kerry, you're doing uploaded videos. Have you ever thought of doing live streams? Well, he said back then he had never thought of it. And the other problem is he didn't have any time because he was so busy out in his community fixing computers. He didn't really have the time. So he hung on to not doing it for the longest time. And then all of a sudden, one day, boom, 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 boom. Live stream after live stream after live stream. And then once he got himself rolling, well, he just picked up speed after that. That's all he's been doing ever since. He does uploads, but he does more of the live streams because he likes to interact with people. In an upload video, there's really no one to interact with. So it took us, the people that were on his when he was just doing the upload videos. Um, I never put a comment in the comments because he wasn't reading them. He was reading a few, and he did say he was going back to comments after the video was over and reading comments. But people were telling him, see, we made that comment 4 days ago, and you're just now getting to it. I think, yeah, well, I'm a little slow. A little is an understatement. But, eventually he did get into it. Now he's doing nothing but live streams. A few uploads every once in a while, but 99% of it is live streams. All right, Ghetto. Catch you later. Yeah, like Ken says, it's addictive. It's like I'm saying, once I started doing it, like I said, I was doing uploads for the longest time. I just didn't feel comfortable reaching out to the world. Because I thought I was gonna get like 600 some people on a live stream, which I know I was daydreaming at that. Um, and I was just thinking, yeah, I'm gonna get all this. I'm gonna get a gymnasium full of people on a live stream, and I just stopped because I'm do better with smaller groups, but I'm wanting to take that smaller group and expand it to 300 or 400 people. I don't think I'll ever get there. Get 300 or 400 people on a live stream. because I'm probably one of the boringest people you've met. I don't talk about a lot of stuff that's of any interest, but for a lot of people, my videos aren't for them. That's fine. But the reason I didn't do live streams is because my fear was I started doing a live stream and I do another and people start seeing my videos, my live streams. I was gonna like I said, I was gonna get a gymnasium full of people. Well, I need to hire or get more people in here to help me kind of manage things because if you're looking at 300 or 400 people or 400, 500, 600, up to 1,000 and people watching your live stream, yeah, I see people doing it nowadays and they've always got someone in the background that you don't see, like Gentry and Sons. It's a trucking company. I watch him a lot, and FSC Trucking. Um, they can get a lot of people on their videos, on their live streams. You know, Tim Gentry just did one the other day while he was driving back home in his Volvo semi. That he just bought that thing recently. But my God, 400 some people watching him drive down the highway, which is another thing I love. I love watching those videos because it shows me different parts of America, especially truckers, because truckers go everywhere. And he lives in Saltwater, Tennessee, I think. Maybe I'm saying that wrong, but he does videos with him driving down the road or working in a shop. Um, but yeah, he's got a lot of people watching his videos, and someday I'm still fingers crossed and hoping that my view count starts going up, even though I ain't got blank blank to talk about. Um, Hopefully, just sitting here and talking to you guys is all we need to do. I do talk about things like I was talking about yesterday, my lights that I put in my trailer. Which I still need to work on a few of these. A lot of them need to be charged. See, the bad thing about this one, there's no way to tell if it's charging or not. There's no light that comes on. Oh, that does rotate. Oh, okay. Didn't realize that. This thing rotates. I didn't think it did. It does. So, back to what I was talking about. It's kind of a squirrel that got in my way. It got run over, so we're gonna go back to what I was talking about. Um, I understand the fear that people have of doing live streams. Oh, it's 2:58 already, guys. Dang. Time flies when you're having fun, or just me shooting off my mouth. Um, yeah, I understand that it takes a little bit of getting used to. But like Ken said, he started at 62. So, I don't know. Maybe I'm just shooting my mouth into the wind and nobody's caring what I'm talking about. But I agree with what Rob the Maritimer has been saying. It's the hardest thing to do is get that first video out. But once you get your first and your second video out and your third, by the time you get done with, whoa, what the hell's going on here? Okay, why'd you do that? I hate my phone. I hate it, hate it, hate it. I'm gonna throw it in the dumpster one of these days. Um, it's getting your feet in the water and getting going. I understand because I went through it. It's the hard thing to do. It's just getting that process going. I understand it's not easy, but little by little, inch by inch, when you start doing this, it becomes, like Ken said, it becomes addictive. That's why I'm doing live streams every day. I just want to talk to the world and tell them what I'm doing. Uh, Even though that's not what this channel started out about. It started originally for doing computer builds and talk about computer stuff, but the more I look at it, and I still will do it, but now that this Windows damn phone, stop that. Now that these computers are self repairing, that's gonna take a lot of us guys. It's gonna take a lot of us guys right out of work. Unless there's a few computer builds that people want to do. And in this area, it just doesn't happen fast enough. I need to be in a big, huge metropolitan city where there's thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of people. You know, a quarter million people. Yeah, I'd probably have more luck down in the Twin Cities than up here. It's just up here. There's just not a lot of people that have the money to go below $1,000 on a computer. 800 to 1,000. Um, a lot of people just still go and buy the cheap crap, but eventually I'll get myself back into talking tech stuff. But taking a short break from that. But that kind of ties into doing videos. Is you really don't have to have something to talk about. Just invite all your friends and just talk to them. Look at chat and you go back to looking at your camera or GoPro or your phone. You just alternate between the two. Look at the camera, then look at chat, then look at and just make a 5-10 minute live stream. Once you get going and do this a few times, you're gonna think, I could do this again, and maybe next time I'll have a better subject to talk about. And you don't have to be off the cuff. If you want to write down notes of things you want to talk about or why you want to talk about that subject, just keep your note card out of subject. And well, like Rob the Maritimer, he has a flashcard, if that makes any sense. Those little square little cards with the lines in it. Well, he just puts his notes on there and he just attaches it to the tripod. So his notes are down here. He'll be looking up at the camera and then he'll look at his notes, and then at the same time he can pay attention to chat. There's and if you're not sure on how to do something, ask somebody. It's we're not gonna shoo your nose off and say no. I'm not gonna help you. Just fly away. More than likely, we've got a few tricks up our sleeves that we can help you get going. Um, it's just something I've been thinking about for the last couple of weeks. Is there's thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of people out there that are not doing live streams or video uploads. I'm trying to turn the Titanic ship around and trying to get people, especially in my town, I'm trying to get people into doing this, but I just get told to snap it shut. Okay, you don't want me to talk about it? I won't. I get that a lot around this town, and I tell them that I do live streams, I do uploads. I don't tell them the platform I'm on. And then I look at them and I said, "Have you ever thought doing a live stream?" Just shut up, stop. Okay. Obviously, their answer is no. I hate people that are that stubborn. People that won't experiment or at least try. And that's all I'm asking. Is just try. And then once you do, you want to make another video. And after you get done with that one, you want to do another one, and you'll start picking up steam like me, 6 days a week. But if you want to stick to two times a week, that's fine. It gives me something to do in the afternoon, so I do a live stream. But for those people, okay, what am I saying? I'm not saying anything. This phone. It has a mind of its own. Things will start turning themselves on. and I don't know why. Well, it's because it had a bad crash last summer, and it's been acting goofy ever since then. But in closing of this video, I just encourage the people that haven't done a live stream and talking interaction like I'm doing. Um, Try it. Try it a couple of times. That's all I'm asking. And really, after your third video, if you really hate it that bad, fine, then you don't have to do it again. But I can almost guarantee you by the time you do your third live stream or your second live stream, do an upload video. And I know that's going to be a bundle of nerves because you're just going to be sitting in front of a camera talking to the camera. But like I said, the way you transition yourself out of that is just pretend that what you're talking to is your best friend. In fact, what I would do is put a picture of your best friend on the tripod or behind the camera so you can see that person in the picture at the same time you're seeing the camera and you're seeing the picture of your friend behind it. And so I don't know, that might make it easier. I don't know. I'm just throwing out ideas. But anyhow, I think I've said enough. In fact, I know I've said enough for uh 3 hours or 1 hour and 6 minutes. Are you kidding me? I shot my yeah. I gotta go, guys. It's 1 hour and 6 minutes. I didn't want to go on that long, but I thought it was just kind of important for me to say this because there's just a lot of people just not wanting to get out there and do it. And all I'm saying is just try it 2 or 3 times. And once you do 2 or 3 live streams, do an upload. That's the toughest hurdle you're gonna get over is doing upload video. Because all you're doing is just talking to a camera until you upload that video onto YouTube or whatever platform you want to upload it to. Um, I just think with a lot of people, it'd be easier to do a live stream a couple of times. And then once you've done that 2 or 3 times, then go and do an upload. It just has to be 5 minutes long, five to 10 minutes long, and then 5 to 10 minutes long is gonna go quick. All I'm saying is just try it. So with that, guys, I've said enough. My voice is not gonna take me much talking anymore. So I'm gonna go. I hope some of you got something out of this video and it gave you something to think about. Um, I just think, like I've said, and I'll keep saying this for the rest of my days. I think it's something people should try. If you haven't done it yet, yeah, try it. It'll be fun. I promise you. It'll be fun. Once you've done it for 2 or 3 times, I can almost promise you after you've done it 3 times, you're going to want to come back and do another one. Um, or you can try the opposite. Try doing an upload video, pre-recorded, and then upload it to whatever platform you want to upload it to. You can try it that way. Um, I don't know how comfortable you are doing that. Um, I think for a lot of people, it'd be more interesting and beneficial to them if they do a live stream where they can interact with chat. Okay. Hmm. All right. Looks like chat. You guys have got something else going on. Um, which is fine. I've talked long enough, so I'm gonna end it here, guys. Uh, if you have any questions, oh wait a minute. Today's Friday. I won't have a live stream tomorrow because there's other live streams that I watch from um 11 o'clock to 1 o'clock. and then from 1 o'clock to 3 o'clock, and then from 3 o'clock to 6 o'clock or 5. So I have live streams that I watch all day, and I'm not wanting to interrupt them to do a live stream. So I will be back Sunday. That's the 21st. I will be back on Sunday for, I don't know, a live stream maybe for a half hour or so. Um, Monday, there's going to be no live stream. Tuesday, there will be no live stream. There might be one Wednesday, but that depends on when I get back. If I get back too late, like if it's a quarter to, 10 to 2, no, I'm not going to rush myself that fast because I really need to still kind of take it easy. So I will see everybody, hopefully everybody, on Sunday. And until then, guys, I'll catch you later. Have fun. Have a good day. And catch you later. Bye for now. Okay.